Right, so the video we have today is a bit interesting because it's supposed to be a part 2 to a video I've already done, but it's not. And what I mean by that is I did record a part 1 to this video, but I didn't upload it. Now, before I explain why, let me add some context as to what that part 1 entailed. So basically, it was a situation where this TikToker right here called Ella Vivian was making a video talking about when she worked with Evry Jewels on this video, like, promotion that she did for them. And she claimed that they promised her a $100 gift card for this promotion, and they didn't end up paying her. Now, on the other hand, Evry Jewels was saying, actually, we agreed to commission, and you would only get paid that commission once you got to $100 worth of commission, then you'd get your payout. Then after seeing all the details, and the emails and the receipts and all that stuff, it does seem like Evry Jewels were right. They did agree on commission, and it seemed like Ella didn't really understand what she was agreeing to. She kind of just went into it, maybe saw the $100 number and thought, that's my pay, and didn't really understand what she was agreeing to, and she was even showing the emails herself. That kind of went against her. They were showing commission in the email, but she really genuinely thought like she was going to get a $100 gift card from this deal. And I just thought, you know what, I don't need to upload this video showing like what commission is, right? She's clearly misunderstood. She's not went into it with like malicious intent or anything like that. She's literally making a video showing receipts that go against her because she's so confident that she's right in it. And I just didn't think it was needed. So like I said, I decided not to upload the video. Here's a clip from that video to kind of show you like my overall thoughts on the situation. And I don't think she's making this video with the intentions of like misleading or lying or anything like that, because she's showing the emails on screen where they mention commission, and she's suggesting that they mentioned like the gift cards, right? So if she was trying to mislead people, she probably wouldn't show the email where they literally do mention commission. So I think she just misunderstood it all. I believe at this point she does think she's kind of in the right in the situation. They definitely did agree on gift cards. She probably did believe that's what the agreement was. But from everything that we've seen, it doesn't seem like it is. Now, what I will say is that's a really shit deal to agree with. They're clearly doing that in a way, hoping that people sell like quite a few products that maybe don't add up to $100 because they are really cheap at the end of the day and they don't have to pay people. Or if they do, you're taking like some commission from some really cheap products. It's probably not going to be that much money, which does kind of make sense to me, because when I'm looking at a lot of the videos of people promoting Evry Jewels, there are a lot of smaller creators. So it does seem like in a way they do target these smaller creators so that they can get the videos out there, and you'll see people talking about Evry Jewels, but they might not get like the millions of views, and they might not have the most dedicated fan base that will see their video and be like, all right, I'll purchase the product, I'll use your referral code. So, you know, they constantly have people talking about it on TikTok, but they don't have to pay people that much money. That's how I see it in my head. Maybe I just explained that really confusingly. Yeah, you know what? Listening to that back, it was kind of confusing. But yeah, that was kind of like my overall thoughts on the situation. I just felt like she didn't have like any malicious intent. I think she just kind of misunderstood the situation. And the deal that she agreed to was shit. It was just a commission deal, and I feel like they almost knew, and this is just my opinion, I mean, like, just assuming at this point, it seems like they almost knew she wouldn't get to $100 worth of commission, and they wouldn't have to pay her, but it is enough a creator talking about the company, and the more creators they can get talking about the company, the better. But now I am making this video a part 2, if you will, because this has now ended up in a bunch of legal threats, emails from this company that are so bizarre. I don't understand what they're doing. It makes them look incredibly bad, and we will get to that later on in the video. But just in case you don't know what Evry Jewels are, chances are, if you have TikTok, you've probably seen them before. They have a lot of ads up like 24/7. This is their website right here. They've got the bigger than Black Friday sale, 80% off. They have a sale on what seems like all the time. I'm not going to say it's all the time because I don't look at the website 24/7. It just so happens that every time I've looked at the website, there's been a massive sale. In fact, funnily enough, in the video that I recorded previously, I mentioned this because there was also a massive sale on then. Okay, straight away we are granted with this massive deal going on, this 90% off deal for Prime Week, is that what that says? And the jewellery all seems to be very cheap now, like reduced from £50 to £5, and from £54 to £6, from £67 to £7. Like, yeah, I'm not sure how a company can afford to do a crazy deal like this. Something tells me that the products probably aren't the best quality in the world, but I've never tried them. I'm just assuming from the fact that they're selling £70 products for £7. Yeah, so based on the fact that when I recorded my previous video, it was 90% off, it's now 80% off. Every time I've seen the website, there's a massive deal on. I would assume that these prices that they're given in terms of like $63 for this necklace, $75 for this necklace, $84 for this necklace, this is what the necklaces are worth according to them. To me, I'm assuming, allegedly, it seems like they're lying. Look, it's just my opinion, but it's a well-known scummy business tactic to claim that a product is worth a certain amount of money, like a really expensive amount of money, and then just constantly put these sales on so it looks like people are getting an extremely good deal, when in fact they're not. Because quite frankly, in my opinion, if your products were worth this amount of money, they wouldn't be on sale what seems like the majority of the time. Or at least a sale as crazy as 90% off and 80% off. That is mental. But now let's get into the reason why I'm making this video, and you need to be aware of this TikToker right here called samaraleilani. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Now, Samara recently saw the situation with Vivian and Evry Jewels and decided to make a video where she briefly mentions Evry Jewels, but the vast majority of the video is talking about some other company that she'd worked with previously. And also what's worth noting is that this video in particular, this first video, isn't a big video in terms of it hasn't got like a crazy amount of views. It currently has 238 likes. The vast majority of them have came after this situation because people went back to look at how this kind of all started. But the reason why I'm mentioning that this video wasn't a big video is because the reaction from Evry Jewels, allegedly, is wild. I don't understand it. It makes them look so incredibly bad. We'll get to that, but just to add some context, this is the first video.
I want to talk about Ella Vivian's situation working with Evry Jewels. If you don't know what happened, basically, and this is what I've gathered from the story because the videos were literally being taken down as I was like trying to watch them. She did a video for Evry Jewels. They said they were going to give her a $100 gift card, anyways, it didn't end up paying her. And then like, it just became this whole thing. But this has made me want to talk about the amount of brands that just do not pay creators for their work. It's kind of crazy, and people wouldn't know this if they're not in this space and don't do work in this space. But this is why me as a creator, I will never, ever, ever work with a brand without a contract. If a brand wants to work with me, wants to pay me, and wants to get the ball rolling, before anything, I always say, sounds great, please send a contract my way. A lot of people think that's more for the brand's protection, but it's honestly more for the creator's protection if they don't pay you. And there's been a lot of conversation surrounding this about huge brands that have the money that just do not pay their creators.
Okay, so at this point, she goes on to talk about just brands in general, and then she goes on to talk about like a specific brand that she doesn't name, but the way she's talking, it makes it seem as if it's absolutely not Evry Jewels. So really, the only part in the video that she actually mentions Evry Jewels is by saying, I saw this situation between Vivian and Evry Jewels, and it's made me think, you know, this is why you should have contracts. Nothing wrong with what she's saying. She doesn't go in on Evry Jewels. She's not like calling them like a scam or anything like that. She's just saying you should have contracts in a situation because they didn't in that original situation. Vivian and Evry Jewels, they just spoke through email. There was no contract signed. And that's a very reasonable thing to say when you see a situation like that. You should have a contract so you know what you're getting out of it. Which makes it so much more confusing why this situation has spiraled into what it is now, because Samara goes on to upload another video where she claims, allegedly, she received an email from Jason Katz, the co-CEO of Evry Jewels, which seemed pretty threatening to me.
Jason Katz, the co-CEO of Evry Jewels, sent me what I interpreted to be a very threatening email over a video I posted the other day briefly mentioning Evry Jewels, and I would like to read this email to you all.
Now, I do just want to make it very clear that I don't know for 100% fact that this is an actual email that was received from the co-CEO of Evry Jewels, right? I don't know that. This is literally just showed in Samara's video. She is claiming that it is. So let's have a read through. Dear Samara, we address this letter to you in connection with the following matter. You recently posted a TikTok video that refers expressly to Evry Jewels, see post attached, and makes statements about us that are completely unfounded. I don't know where these statements are. I've watched the video a number of times now. There doesn't seem to be any crazy statement she made. She basically said, this is why you need contracts. If that's a crazy statement, then bloody hell, I'm confused. I don't know what a crazy statement is anymore. Based on emails that we have between Evry Jewels and the individual that you mentioned in your post, you are making statements about us and our business that are factually incorrect. Again, I don't know what they're talking about here. It almost seems as if they didn't really listen to the video itself and just assumed that the whole time Samara is talking about Evry Jewels, because like I said, the vast majority of that video is talking about a completely different brand, thereby causing our brand severe prejudice. Unfortunately, from what you gathered from the story and what actually occurred contractually are two completely different statements. Your insinuation that Evry Jewels is somehow misleading its ambassadors and its program is not only blatantly false, but is severely damaging our reputation. It is well known that we take all complaints seriously and do everything possible to be transparent with our ambassadors and customers. Okay, so a few things off the bat. The fact that they're saying that Samara's video is severely damaging their reputation seems a bit wild to me, in my opinion, because it's barely been seen. So how is it having that much of an impact? Also, not to mention, in my opinion, she doesn't really say anything that crazy. But what I will say, like I said earlier in the video, to me, that whole situation with Vivian and Evry Jewels, it did seem like they were transparent in the email, and they did say that this is a commission deal, and she misunderstood it. That's how I saw the situation. But the fact that they've decided to go to these creators who have uploaded videos that haven't really got that many views and send them threatening emails where they go on to like threaten legal action, is wild. It's, in my opinion, a really scummy thing to do. It seems like, to me, it's just an intimidation tactic to completely get rid of all these videos. And because these are small creators, they can do that because people will see these emails and panic and be like, fuck, I don't want to deal with a massive company like Evry Jewels. I'll delete the video then. And again, I know I keep saying it, but that video that Samara uploaded, in my opinion, isn't that crazy. I don't think she says anything that crazy. I don't get how it's resulted in this email. You should be aware that defamation is a strict liability offense for which you are liable regardless of your intention behind it. Defamation. Okay, right. You know what? We're going to watch Samara's video again, that very short piece at the beginning of the video, and we're really going to keep a lookout of what could be defamation in that video.
I want to talk about Ella Vivian's situation working with Evry Jewels.
Okay.
If you don't know what happened, basically, and this is what I've gathered from the story.
If you don't know what happened, she's insinuating that the person watching the video doesn't know what happened. They could know what happened. They might have seen the situation already. Is that defamation? I don't know, we'll have to see.
The videos were literally being taken down as I was like trying to watch them.
Were the videos really taken down as she was trying to watch them? Was she in the middle of watching a video when it was taken down? Who knows, could be defamation.
Anyways, he didn't end up paying her, and then like it just became this whole thing. But this has made me want to talk about the amount of brands that just do not pay creators for their work.
Okay, and now this point she's talking about other brands. So that's the whole bit, right? The whole like 25-second bit. So realistically, the only bit that they could even have even the slightest issue with is this bit right here. So she says she watched the videos, they were being taken down as she was watching them, and in the videos she said that she did a video for Evry Jewels, they said they're going to give her a $100 gift card, which gift cards anyways, it didn't end up paying her, and then like it became this whole thing. That's really what she said. I guess maybe if you're really clutching at straws, she didn't specifically say, this is what Vivian said in the video. I don't know if it's true, but it's clear as day that she's talking about the situation from watching the videos and from people's side of the story, and she's rehashing what Vivian said. But either way, is it really worth sending these, in my opinion, threatening emails to a creator who's uploaded a video that hasn't really been seen by all that too many people, and just because they said like a line that you don't like in a video? I just think that is a complete overreaction. And realistically, if I had to guess, I'm assuming here, they're not going to take her to court over one line she said in a small TikTok video. What would be the point in that? So unless they really do have the intentions of taking these small creators to court over like one line they've said in the video, why else are you sending these emails? It's clearly an intimidation tactic, in my opinion. You should be aware that defamation is a strict liability offense for which you are liable, regardless of your intention behind it. Entitling us to significant damages, I would love to see them prove significant damages from Samara's video. Again, wasn't seen by that many people, so I don't know how they would prove that. Including, without limitation, reputational damages, loss of sales, loss of ambassadors, loss of customers, and all associated expenses to defend ourselves. Again, I would love to see them prove that Samara's video caused that. In fact, at this point in the video, Samara even says herself that the video didn't get seen by that many people.
That video I posted has 85 likes and 2 comments.
85 likes and 2 comments I had at the time of receiving this email, or at the time of recording this video, probably, right? So again, hadn't been seen by that many people. I don't get it. I do not get why they thought this email would be a good idea. I assume they didn't think it would be made public. Especially now, by the way, it's been seen by a lot more people. Because Samara's 2 most recent videos in this situation have 275,000 views. That's a video we're watching right now. And the second one that we're going to get to has 1.1 million views. So because they sent this email to a creator whose video had 85 likes and 2 comments, it has now resulted in around 1.4 million people seeing this situation where they look pretty bad, in my opinion. We are writing to you to politely request that you immediately remove the post in question rather than us having to get TikTok involved, as that could suspend your account. It is our preference to resolve this matter. So basically they're now saying like, if you don't remove the video, we'll get your TikTok account removed. Or they're insinuating it, right? If we're talking about insinuations like they have in this email. Again, to me, it seems like an intimidation tactic where they're targeting these smaller creators who've uploaded videos, because from what I can guess, they probably don't think they've dealt with anything like this before. Now, funny enough, it seems like Samara absolutely knew what she would do in a situation like this, and she spoke to her attorney straight away, which we'll get into, and the videos haven't been removed. But let's be honest, the vast majority of smaller creators who would receive an email like this probably would take the video down because they don't want to risk legal action or their account getting taken down. It is our preference to resolve this matter amicably. However, if you do not comply with this request within 48 hours of your receipt of this letter, we will hold you personally liable for all damage that we have suffered or may suffer in the future as a result of your illegal, harmful activities. And we will instruct our legal team to institute any and all legal remedies that are available to us on account of the facts and circumstances herein described. Again, want to make it clear, I don't know for 100% fact that this is a real email that has been sent from the co-CEO of Evry Jewels, but if it is, like Samara is suggesting in this video, then this is so bad. It is such a bad look. I don't know why you would think this would be a good idea, why you think this would make your company look good. It makes your company look incredibly, incredibly bad and just a big bully. In my opinion, your company comes across as a bully. This letter is made strictly on a without prejudice basis, without any admission of any kind, and shall not be used or referred to in any legal proceedings. All rights and remedies of ours are herein expressly reserved. Finally, this letter is strictly confidential and shall not be disclosed or referred to, published, disseminated, or posted in whole or in any part, or on any public or social media platform. Do govern yourself accordingly. Jason Katz, co-CEO. Now, Samara doesn't have a contract with Evry Jewels, so from what I know, which again, not a lawyer, right? So I don't know if this is 100% true, but the fact that they're not contractually linked in any way, I don't think they can do this. I don't think they can say, oh, this letter shall not be published anywhere, it is strictly confidential. They have no link whatsoever apart from the fact that Samara mentioned their name once in a video for like 10 seconds. So yeah, she showed the email. She said that she spoke to her attorney and she was like, yeah, you can show the email. And in fact, Samara goes on to say that her attorney requested that Evry Jewels or Jason's attorney can forward the email to her and they can maybe take it a bit more seriously. And it might actually end up in this legal situation, but apparently, according to Samara, they received no reply.
So what was my next step after all this, right? What was my next step? I obviously had my attorney get involved because I actually have one. She basically says that she wants to know what statement I made in particular that they are claiming is defamatory. They reference emails of a private conversation that I had no part in. I was simply talking about a public matter. She addresses how my video in general brings awareness to young women who are continually taken advantage of by brands and brand ambassador relationships, and that I specifically refer to a story and video that I found online, which is true, it was a public matter, and that also stating that the email is confidential and not publishable since it came directly from a co-CEO and not an attorney is not true, and I have no contractual relationship with Evry Jewels. She requested if they have an attorney to please forward that email to them and have them contact her directly. And we have yet to hear.
Yeah, I wonder why. I mean, again, this is all allegations, right? I don't even know if these emails are 100% true. I haven't seen them for myself, like literally from the email box, but if they are, it really does seem like an intimidation tactic that when they were met with someone who was like, okay, right, let's deal with this properly, let's actually take the legal proceedings, they were like, fuck, I can't do that because I don't have a leg to stand on. That's how it seems to me, at least, right? In my opinion. Samara then concludes the video by saying that it speaks volumes that they would reply to a situation like this the way that they did, from what she's saying. And it also says it would be pointless to even try and sue Samara because they're already dealing with a bunch of legal situations themselves, to which in the next video, she goes on to show a few of them. So like I said, in the most recent video, she speaks about some of these current lawsuits that are happening. She goes on to say that this is all public information, these ongoing lawsuits, and she's just reading from the lawsuit and she's not making these allegations herself. And same here, by the way, just want to make that very clear, Evry Jewels. Not making these allegations myself, I'm just explaining what has been said in these public videos. So the first lawsuit that Samara goes on to mention is one where she says that Evry Jewels is being sued because of their fake discounts and their fake offers that they've been running. You know, these deals that I spoke about earlier in the video was 90% off, it's now 80% off. It seems like more often than not, or very, very often, there's a deal going on and maybe these prices that are on the website, like the $70 necklace and all this stuff, don't seem to be completely honest.
Let's start off strong with the class action. There is a class action lawsuit against Evry Jewels. In this lawsuit, plaintiff is alleging that the defendant, Evry Jewels, advertises fake prices, fake discounts that are unfair, deceptive, and unlawful. Defendant's advertisements harm consumers. The plaintiff was misled by defendant's misrepresentations. If anything I'm reading applies to you in your personal experience with ordering from this company, this class action might be something you just want to look into. That's all I'm gonna say.
She then goes on to read some of the examples that are mentioned in this lawsuit.
I'm gonna read these examples to you. It shows, 60% off for a limited time, 35% off only while supplies last, and you get the idea.
And then Samara goes on to say that in this lawsuit, it says the plaintiff bought from this website because of these sales, and it seems like maybe these sales aren't exactly honest.
Plaintiff bought products from defendant from its website www.evryjewels.com. The plaintiff made her purchase, defendant advertised that a sale was going on, and so defendant represented that the products plaintiff purchased were being offered at a steep discount from its purported regular price that defendant advertised in strike-through font. Based on defendant's representations, plaintiff believed that she was purchasing products whose regular prices and market value were purported list prices that defendant advertised, and that she was receiving a substantial discount. These reasonable beliefs are what caused plaintiff to buy from defendant when she did.
See, I would love to know the legalities behind this, right? Because we have spoke about these companies before that have these sales on where it's like, the sale's currently on, here's a timer of how long's left, and when you go on the website it's like 10 minutes left and you're like, shit, I need to go and make a purchase quickly while the sale's still on, but then the timer just kind of keeps going. We've seen these companies before, and to the best of my knowledge that's very illegal. But with these sales that Evry Jewels are doing, I wonder if the fact that they're doing like different sales like over and over again, like, you know, it went from 90% to 80%, there's one here saying 60%, I wonder if because they're doing different sales all the time, that means that they can get away with it legally. You would think because it is such a big company that what they're doing, they have thought through and actually had legal advice as to what they're allowed to do. And regardless of that, even if it is legal, in my opinion, it is incredibly scummy. It's a horrible way to run your company. Because again, if you constantly have these sales on, these prices here, like $64 and $75, they're pointless because the products don't seem to ever sell for that amount. And even just the look of this website, I mean, what I'm saying here is just a matter of opinion, but the whole look of the website just looks fishy, doesn't it? Like, if I went on this website and didn't know what Evry Jewels was, I would be like, oh, it screams scam. And I'm not saying they do scam people, by the way. The website looks like another website that may scam people. That's what I'm saying, right? It just has that vibe. So again, I want to make that very clear. I'm not saying they have scammed anyone. I'm just saying, like, the look of the website, it just really does give that vibe. It gives the vibe of like a website that drop ships. Again, not saying that Evry Jewels drop ships, but this is what these type of websites look like. The ones that do drop ship, where they'll get something off AliExpress and then just kind of like sell it for a ridiculous price, you buy from them, they just order from AliExpress straight to your house, they make a profit. It looks like them websites, and for the most part, them websites are just like pop-up websites. They're up for like a few weeks, once sales kind of go down, they get rid of them. And again, I'm not saying that that's what they do. Clearly, Evry Jewels has been around for quite a while. It just gives that vibe, the way it looks. That's how I feel when I see this website.
The defendant always offers discount off purported regular prices. Plaintiff's counsel performed an investigation of defendant's advertising practices using the internet's Wayback Machine, available at www.archive.org. That investigation confirms that defendant has persistent sales. For example, 19 randomly selected screenshots of defendant's website, www.evryjewels.com, were collected from the Internet Archive's Wayback Machine from the 2023 to 2024 period. 100% of the 19 randomly selected screenshots of defendant's website captured on the Wayback Machine displayed a purportedly limited site-wide discount.
Oh, okay, right. So they went on Wayback Machine, went to just a random date, and it seemed like all the time, the majority of the time, they had these crazy sales on. Right now, out of curiosity, let's do this investigation ourselves. I promise, by the way, I haven't done this at all, okay? And in fact, as I'm recording this video, Wayback Machine has been down for quite a while. I say, like a week. It got taken down for whatever reason. It's back up now. So let's run this investigation. Let's just pick a random date. Let's say May 9th. Oh, no. Okay, we'll go May 1st. Let's have a look. Okay, so Wayback Machine's having a rough time right now. Like I said, it was taken down. I just looked up some articles. It's back, but like kind of barely working. But you can see like little bits of the website. It just doesn't show like the full website properly. But bits that you can see is like some of the text that was on the website. And although it'll look weird in these screenshots I'm about to show, this was what's on the website. It's just not displaying the website correctly. I went on 3 random dates on 3 separate months, and each one of them had a sale. I think there was one that was like $6 or $8 like for each product. There was like a 90% off and 80% off. You can see them on screen right now. Like I said, it looks weird, but that's just because Wayback Machine is struggling right now after it was like hacked or whatever. But yeah, you can see on each of them random dates I selected, there was a big sale on. Now, the second lawsuit that Samara mentions in her videos is involving a brand called Chrome Hearts, which is a pretty big brand, like to be suing Evry Jewels, and this is the reason why.
The present lawsuit arises from defendant's design, manufacture, distribution, advertisement, marketing, offering for sale, and sale of jewelry which bear marks identical, substantially indistinguishable, or confusingly similar to the Chrome Hearts mark.
Okay, so basically what they're saying is that they've copied their products, right? And they're selling these almost like knockoff versions. That's what the lawsuit is alleging. And Samara does go into more details with these lawsuits, so if you are interested, go over to Samara's page. You can see her kind of read through the lawsuits more, or you can go and see them yourself, obviously public information. And then Samara ends the video by saying, you have bigger fish to fry. Why are you bothering with me?
So Evry Jewels, I just wanted to say that I think you have bigger fish to fry than me right now. I think your legal fees should be looking elsewhere. I feel it's important for the audience to know that the same company that's trying to come after 20-year-old girls for commenting on a public situation and trying to, I feel, threaten my account and maybe others, I don't know. I'm not saying they are. I feel it's important for the audience to know that this company is also facing a class action lawsuit and a lawsuit from Chrome Hearts. Do with that what you will, but please back off of me.
And yeah, if everything that is said in this video from Samara is true, then it does seem like they definitely have bigger things to worry about, and I highly doubt, in my opinion, that they would take Samara to court over a 2-second sentence in a video. I guess the whole segment was like 25 seconds. But the only bit that I can even have a problem with in that whole 25-second clip is the one sentence that's like 2 seconds long. So I highly doubt they're going to do that. It does seem to be like an intimidation tactic from me. But obviously, these are all allegations. I can't prove that the email that was sent is 100% real. It might not be. You obviously gonna have to make your own judgments based on Samara's video yourself, but that is the information that we have from these videos. I would love to know your opinions in the comment section down below. And if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like on it, subscribe if you are new, and until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, goodbye.